Man is back.
Oh, okay, Jay, boys, done it again. Oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have delivered.
This is your boy.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. And we are a few days away from the Super Bowl. So we're going to start this video off with my Super Bowl predictions. So going into the playoffs, you all should know that I picked the New Orleans Saints to go over the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. But because there was a bit of a controversy going on with the NFC Conference Championship game, which is crazy in itself, the Los Angeles Rams went on the road and knocked off the New Orleans Saints. And now they are the ones who got their ticket going to the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. I got that side correct. I knew the Patriots was going, but I was hoping they would face the Saints, but that's not the case. And now that we got this matchup, I can give you guys my prediction. The Rams are in a place they never really been to in a good minute. And this Ram squad, they're in a place they haven't been to ever, in my opinion. I know there are probably some players in there who've been in the Super Bowl, whether they contribute or not, or whatever the case may be. So you could say there's a little bit of experience there. I don't know the entire roster like that. But when it comes down to coaching and quarterbacks and star power, like obviously you got Tom Brady and Bill Belichick on one side, and that's really all the Super Bowl experience you need right there. I'm rolling with New England, knocking off the Rams. That's my pick for this year's Super Bowl. So now with that out the way, now let's get on to the meat of this topic. And I will admit, there is a moral to this topic, but there is a little bit of controversy that goes behind it as well, because this actually happened a few days back. So yeah, and it involves me as well. So I'm not gonna, y'all know how I do. Y'all know how it goes. So yes, there was a little bit of internet drama, internet beef, internet conflict, things of that nature. But I'm not sure if I said this on this channel, or if I did, it's been a long time. I know that much. So here's how I approach internet beef or drama, whatever the case may be. I'd rather not take part in it, right? Because there's nothing to gain from it. There's nothing that benefits me from it. You know, I won't get any extra cash. I won't get any pussy. It won't help me advance in any way, shape, or form, you know, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. It don't do nothing. It don't do nothing for anybody. You know, internet beef, internet drama, really beef of any kind. It does nothing. It does nothing for those involved. But for those watching, yeah, they get a kick out of it. They get enjoyment out of it. So that's another thing why I don't like to take part in it. I don't like to be that type of entertainer. I don't like to be that type of entertainer where I get nothing from it, but everybody else do. So no, that's not happening. So that's why I don't really take part in it. But at the same time, like if somebody come at me with some shit, I'm no punk bitch. So yeah, here's what I normally do. Like if something happens and somebody threw some shades or some shots at me, I'm going to fire back. And I'm only fire back once, like in the form of a video or whatever the case may be. And then after that, it's done, it's over. And I don't mention any names, and I don't, listen and wait for them to respond. Why? Because again, I don't have time for it. I don't benefit from it. I don't gain anything from it. And then again, once I respond or, post my retaliation online or whatever the case may be, that's it. I'm done with it. So if anybody, and then here's another reason, and then again, I don't mention any names either, because here's the thing. I don't want to give the person I have issue with any type of publicity, because if I do, I'm doing damn a favor. And in the interest of beef or internet, whatever the case, or drama, whatever the case may be, you don't want to do any type of favors. So I'm not giving any type of publicity. So if I mention it by name, you, the peanut gallery, the third party, the audience, the one who's being entertained by all this, will go to their channel, will go to their Twitter, will go to their social media outlet, wherever it is, and wait for them to respond. Some of you may subscribe, some of you may follow, some of you may like their content, whatever the case may be. And I'm not giving them that luxury. So I will not be mentioning any names in this video. And if there's any beef in the future that comes my way, I will use the same approach as well. And then another thing is, and some of you guys may want to instigate it. Like, oh man, did you hear what he said? Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what they said? Blah, blah, blah. And if you come at me with that crap, I'm letting you know right now, I'm cutting you off. Like, you're getting banned, you're getting blocked, all that crap. Because no, I'm not doing this to entertain you where there's nothing for me to benefit. Like, no. So that's how I handle internet beef and drama and all that crap. But let's talk about what happened and why that what happened is like leads me to the moral of this video. So what happened was this happened on Twitter, and I was literally minding my own business and I made a comment, and then somebody came and tried to diss me based off of the comment that I said. So basically what I said was like, this gave me a good idea. Like this, this leads me to have a good idea. I said something along those lines. And then this idiot just came out of nowhere and said, oh man, what did he say? I'm trying to think. How do you say that? Like, man, you have a good idea. That's the first, or something along those lines. So, and then there was somebody else there and they was laughing or whatever, things of that nature. So I was like, oh my gosh, you made that person laugh. Wow, that is like the biggest accomplishment of your life. Good job. That's what I was like. But then here's where things got like cranked up. Like going into this, I wouldn't say I never really liked the guy, but at the same time, I would say this, like, I was never fond of the guy because he jokes, quote unquote, jokes too damn much. And we actually had an altercation online once before, and this was a while back. But so after I said the whole, oh wow, you accomplished something, like that's like your biggest accomplishment in your life or something along those lines. Then here's what this dude said, and this is when things like escalated. He said, and keep in mind of these words, shush boy, I own you, deal with it, or something along those lines. So let me paint this picture. You got, even though this dude is not in America, he's like in England, but at the same time, here's the general conception from African Americans, from aka black people. If you're not black or if you're not Asian, then you are perceived as right. It don't matter what country you're in. You could be in America, you could be a Canadian, you could be, somebody from Scotland, from Australia, whatever the case may be. Like, if you're not black and you're not Asian, you are perceived as right. That's how, that's how, I ain't saying all black people are, but in general, that's how all black people, view people as. So for this guy, again, he's not an actual American Caucasian male, but he's mostly resembles one. So for somebody like that, basically a guy who resembles a white guy, to tell a black guy, boy, I own you, to use those words, yeah, that's a problem. So, and then, like I said, he throwing shades from behind the keyboard. So I fired back saying, oh, wow, you acting really tough behind the keyboard. I bet you won't say that shit, to me in person, things of that nature. So now he got angry. So yeah, so we take I think a couple more jabs at each other. Then the person who was laughing was like, okay, y'all need to chill, blah, blah, blah. And then he left. So, and then before he left, he was like, and here's the number one excuse. Here's the number one excuse for idiots like this right here. He said, and I quote, I was just joking. Really? And what? Am I supposed to laugh at that? Like, I don't see nothing funny about that. There's nothing funny about that. So, yeah, I mean, and that's what I want to talk about. Like, how can you proceed to insult other people and then say, I'm just joking? Like, that's BS. Like, that's full BS. Because when things escalate and you can't handle it, then you go come out with the whole I'm just joking crap. Otherwise, he would have stayed his ground and continued to diss me, whatever the case may be. But he didn't. He went with the whole, oh, I'm joking BS, or I'm joking excuse. And, and again, like, there's nothing funny about that. Like, there's nothing funny about that. Like, I don't care how you perceived it as, or the third party, the peanut gallery perceived it as. It's all about how I perceived it to be. And why is that? Because the comment was made directly towards me and at me. So it doesn't matter how anybody else viewed those comments. It's all about how I view the comment. Like, for example, if I was the peanut gallery, right, and he said the comments about that other person, I may thought that it may be funny. I may thought it may be insulting. I may say, oh man, you wrong, but that is kind of funny. I may say whatever, but it don't matter what I say. It matters what that person said, because in that case, it was all about the person who was made, the person who received the comments, and things of that nature. It's all about how they felt about it. And if they felt that they was insulted, that it was insulting, well, guess what? It's insulting. So There you go with that. And that's how I perceived it. So, and again, I never really get the whole, you know, it's a joke to make fun of other people thing. Now, granted, there's differences in that. Like, for example, I seen a show where Kevin Hart was live, right? He was making fun of Shaq. And Shaq was in attendance. Like, he was like near the front row. He was talking about how Shaquille O'Neal would fall while he was playing in the NBA and how he looked funny, things of that nature. That's different because, like, the dude do look funny when he falls. And there's nothing insulting about that. Like, now, unless he would have said something along those lines like, oh, he's looked like a big old retard or something like that. When you, like, basically, when you insult somebody's intelligence, that's when it's never funny. Like, it's never really funny. Like, you may insult how they look, you may insult how they talk, or how they walk, or how they dress, or how they act, and things of that nature. And because the person may be aware of it, and they may accept it, and they may make fun of them themselves. But when you insult somebody's intelligence, which was the case here, like, oh man, you got a good idea. That's the first time. You know, that's insulting somebody's intelligence. Yeah, you kind of stepping on some toes there. And again, you would not say stuff like that in front of their face. Like, you wouldn't. Like, there's certain people, if you say stuff like that in person, yeah, you're not going to last in this world. Like, you're not going to do it. You know, you're not going to do it. So I never get the whole insult other people for, you know, like even in the case like with Kevin Hart, what he did with Shaq. Now, the thing about Kevin Hart is that he is a worldwide comedian / actor. And he did it in Shaq's face. So he was right there. So if Shaq had a problem with it, Shaq could like approach him anytime. And, you know, they could have settled it right there. But this guy, that's not the case. He did that behind the safety of a computer and the internet, because let's be real. If this guy was to show up and say that just to my face, yeah, there would have been an altercation. Like, without question, there would have been an altercation. So, and this is one of the things that, you know, I like to remind people, like, because there's a lot of fake people on the internet that like to say whatever because they feel like, oh, I'm on the internet, I'm safe and things of that nature, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they won't say that stuff in person. I'm like, y'all basically some punk ass bitches, like real talk, like, because I have never been on the internet and say stuff that I would not say in person, like without question. Never done it. Never done it. You know, always been real online, offline, because I always want to be real, you know. So if there's some things that I know I won't say in real life, I won't say it online. But if there's some things that I know that I will say online, offline, yeah, I'll say it online. It's that simple. And yeah, you know, I try to be funny here and there, but for the most part, I never really try to be funny at the expense of other people, unless it was like blatantly obvious, like, man, what is up with that shirt? You know, something like that. But I never like insult anybody's intelligence or things of that nature. So that's, you know, I just want to get that out there. And this is really the only time I'm going to do a video like this. But again, I didn't mention any names. So yeah, there you go with that. So I'm about to call it a wrap for this video. So with that said, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, the new Jay Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.